Good morning, cozy friends. How are we doing? I won't waste any time in this vlog because we got things to do, we got places to be, we got people to meet. This week I thought it would be really fun to take you on like a week in my life because I have the week off from work, which is always just amazing. It is currently Monday, July 7th, and obviously I saw that we had Friday, July 4th off at work, and so I was like, why would I go in the next week when I could just take it off? And it also made sense to take it off because later this week I'm hanging out with some friends, I'm going to a concert. Like, this week is gonna still be busy, but it just made more sense to take all of it off so I wasn't drowning with everything I needed to do. So I thought this would be a really fun vlog to take y'all along with me, do some errands, do some chores, hang out with some friends, and then also what I'm really excited for with this vlog, I'm also gonna set up everything for our first ever charity stream that we're having, and I'm so excited for this. I think the day that I'm posting this vlog, the charity stream will be the day after, so you get a special sneak peek 24 hours before. But if you haven't heard by now, and hopefully future Legless is doing his job at marketing it, I'm going to be doing a very big 5-hour stream to raise money for Extra Life, which helps out children's hospitals all around the country, which is basically the hospital I grew up in when I was younger. So it's like a full circle moment that I'm so grateful I get to do, that this hospital and this organization that I grew up in that gave me everything I have today, I now get to raise money for through gaming. Like, I'm sure in 24 hours, I will probably be crying on stream with how just wild it is that I'm doing it. But with how excited I am with this charity stream, I'm going all out with redeems, incentives, everything else to make sure it goes incredibly well. So I have most of the goals for incentives set up, for things to make stream just a little bit more fun, but we obviously need to set up all those redeems, set up all those incentives. I need to look more into the actual like fundraising platform itself to know how to set up these incentives and redeems. So that's also something that we're going to be doing this week as a part of this vlog, is setting all that up so when I go back to work next week, I don't have to worry about any of it. A little earlier this morning too, I posted a TikTok, which I just have to get this off my chest because I have no one else to talk to about this. I did post a TikTok finally like announcing the charity stream, announcing why I'm doing it, a little bit more about me, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. But y'all, I watched that video so many times through. I looked at the captions so many times through. I looked at all the little like fun edits I made so many times through, because the plan was to post it and then tag Extra Life, tag Children's Hospital, to get more of that like broad scope that I'm hoping for. And then of course, 2 minutes later, a very lovely member of this community, Ace, texted me and was like, hey babe, don't know if you saw, in your video that you just posted, you said the subathon is on June 19th, not July 19th. And I said, that's great. That's really fun for me. So instead of redoing the captions, because I had it both in the caption, I said it out loud in the video, and then I also had a graphic come up. On Saturday, June 19th. So instead of redoing all that, instead of refilming it, because it just wouldn't look the same, it wouldn't be the same, I just put a comment that shared to everyone that it's July, not June. So learn from my mistakes. As many times as you look something over, look it over one more time. But it's alright, it'll still get the word out. I mean, clearly as many times as I heard it, I didn't even register that it was June and not July. But all those subathon things I'm really excited to dive into later this week. But the game plan for today is that here in like an hour, half an hour, I don't really know. She's gonna like surprise me with what time she gets here. One of my friends from college though is driving up from Denver to come see me, and we're gonna spend the day together. And it's really one of those friendships that I don't know if y'all have many of these, but we see each other like every 6 months in person, and we text very infrequently, albeit more than every 6 months in person. And it's really just because we're both so busy, we both have different things going on, like whatever excuse we have, it's one of them that we just don't see each other all that often. But she's one of those friends that like we get together And instantly, it's just, we're back to our same old jokes, we're back to our same old thing. We do like a quick recap, a real Spark Notes version, if you will, of our life for the past however many months. And so we usually make an entire day of it, doing fun things, hanging out, playing games, all that jazz. And that's really all that we're doing today, but we really don't need any other plans than to have fun with our friend.
What?
What?
Ow. Ow. My
Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? I am so tired this morning. Now, don't get me wrong, it was so fun hanging out with my friend yesterday. We gabbed like no one's gabbed before. Like I said, it's kind of one of those friendships where we can go months without seeing each other, and then when we come together, it's like we haven't skipped a day. And so I was gonna film a little bit more yesterday, maybe introduce that friend to you all, to the vlog, but I'm not lying when I say, so she got up here around like 12:30. We were both starving, so we went out to go get lunch. The car ride there and all of lunch, we were gabbing, we were yapping, we were sharing the stories. And after lunch, we went to the grocery store to get some fun little snacks, to get some things for s'mores. Then we also went to go get boba. Again, all talking about stories and things that we've missed in each other's lives. And then when we got home, we gabbed and yapped for a little bit more. And then we also do this thing where during college, we always would show each other like YouTube videos or TV shows that we were watching. So it's also kind of become a tradition where like after we get all of our story times done, we kind of look at each other and we're like, okay, what more do you have to show me instead of tell me? So then we watched a few more like YouTube videos. I showed her a few of my YouTube videos, a few TikToks, and then we literally went straight from that to dinner, back here to do s'mores. We talked for a little bit more, and then she left. So it was such a fun day. It was such like a jam-packed day. But again, she's just one of those lovely friends that we can just hit the ground running right when we get together. But then I don't know if it was just having a jam-packed day yesterday or what was in the air, but in that little bed behind me, I could not for the life of me fall asleep last night. It was really just one of those feelings where you're tired kind of winding down to the end of the day. My friend and I were like tired when she was leaving. We are like, okay, I'm gonna go get some sleep. I'm gonna go to bed. I like got ready for bed, did all my little nighttime routine things, then got in that bed, pulled the little covers up, and then my brain was just on. My brain was not stopping. My brain was just thinking through every possible thing. So I just couldn't fall asleep, and I hate those nights. So safe to say, we're a little tired this morning, but also this morning I'm working on some content stuff. I'm working on some subathon stuff. The one thing I'm also still trying to figure out for the charity stream, which I also might reach out to a friend who's done a charity stream in the past and see how she did it, because the website I was going to use didn't seem to have like built-in alerts, so I found another one called Tiltify, which I've heard great things about from other people, and it seems to be a little bit more robust when it comes to setting up things like milestones, like incentives, like little rewards for people to do, but actually getting those onto your stream in kind of the more custom way that I want them to show up in my stream to make it a little bit more fun for everyone who's coming in. Still just maybe doesn't seem like it's fully there, so I'm going to figure out that this morning. I also need to finish up our little graphic for all the incentives that we have, which there are some good ones. It's a goal of mine too to use this week that I have off of work to primarily work on the charity stream, to like get everything set up so again I don't have to worry about it next week. I don't have to worry about it like last minute. So I am gonna work on this for a little while longer, see what all I can figure out. Then it'll probably be more of a chill day for me today, because then at 2, we have a surprise stream with Torchy Grove, because typically working a full-time schedule, and then also doing streaming, and also doing content, and also doing YouTube, I don't have a lot of time to do, like, actual streams. So whenever I get, like, a day off, a week off, if I'm feeling up for it, I always try to do a surprise stream. So that's happening later today. We're gonna be playing some Stardew. It's gonna be so amazing. So I don't know how much we'll talk today, but don't you worry, we still have plenty of fun things coming up later this week that I am so excited for. Alright, hi cozy friends. Welcome to Ryan's starving after stream and needs food in his body to survive. The plan was to stream with Torchy today. Unfortunately, her computer was feeling a little bit poopy. Something on her case wasn't working because it's just getting old, unfortunately. But since I have the week off, I still wanted to stream, so we streamed a newer game that I have been obsessing over. It's called Campervan Take It Home, and you might have seen it if you watched my last video. But it's basically giving unpacking vibes, but in a cute little first person camper van thing, and it's so good. It's so nice, it's so relaxing. So if you need a new game to play, that is one that I've been obsessing over recently. So then Tori and I are gonna try to stream tomorrow night, because hopefully she'll have everything fixed by then, fingers crossed. But we streamed for a little bit longer than I was thinking, because of course we got sucked into the game. So I think we're just gonna make some easy pasta. I was gonna say that's my go-to after stream meal, but let's be honest, anyone who knows me outside of streaming knows it's my go-to meal, because I typically don't like cooking. I'm not a good cook. So I'm gonna make some dinner right now, and then I think for the rest of the night, I'm honestly just gonna relax. Like I said, I am very tired. I did not get a good night's sleep, unfortunately. After stream, my body just needs to decompress and do all of its things. So for now, I think we'll talk tomorrow, because we have even more charity subathon things to do. And I'm gonna go absolutely raid my pantry for a snack while the pasta's cooking. I've never really done a week in my life where it's just a normal week. Usually there's something going on or there's a big event. So I'm always sitting here before I hit record and I'm should I start this in a different way than just good morning everybody? But also I'm just sitting here working on charity stream things. I don't know what I want for myself in this situation. I don't really know how to change this up in a different way, so good morning, everybody. How are we doing? I've been hard at work already this morning. I was able to find out a lot more things about Tiltify, which is the platform that I'm using for the charity stream, because I was kind of stressing earlier this week that I would have to build everything and mix it up and then transfer that over somehow to OBS and then transfer that over to Tiltify or something else. And though there's not as much customization as I thought, there is still a lot where I can put GIFs, I can put sounds into Tiltify and still have it be good enough and funny enough, where it still feels like my brand. It doesn't feel like someone else coming in and I'm just a part of it. So it was pretty easy to look at my Canva, look at the goals that I have, and then just transfer them over to Tiltify. But because I put them over, I feel I kind of finalized them in a way. So now, let's give y'all a little sneak peek on all the goals that we'll be having for this charity stream. Now, I usually go back and forth so much on how big to make some of the goals. And I feel for me as a streamer, I don't want to overcommit my community in a way. You know, I don't want it to be well, I had this big lofty goal. Does someone want to do it? But also, y'all have shown me time and again that you show up for these things that I am so grateful for, and you knock all the goals out of the park, so then I have to keep setting new goals and outdoing myself because y'all are just so generous. So for this charity stream, I feel I have a decent balance of smaller goals to get things started, to allow people who maybe can't donate as much to still donate and feel they're contributing to something, all the way down to the big goals where I'm going all out. So some of the smaller ones are chat picks a new game per stream. I feel we always have that. And now I feel like it's a staple because last time we did this, I think it was last year for my birthday stream, I had this and one person was like, do Dream Daddy dating sim. And I was like, oh, what did I get myself into? And that became one of my favorite games of the year. So if that happens again, I could only be happy. And then, of course, because this is a charity stream for a charity that is very near and dear to my heart, the next one down is that I tell, like, my childhood story. And I think this would be a really fun, like, heartfelt sort of incentive to share a little bit more of my story, because as a lot of you know, I try to center my disability and my experiences and my life view in my streams and in my community. But a lot of people don't know, like, the ins and outs of me growing up in hospitals and me having surgeries and, like, why do I have surgeries and all those things. So I think it could be really fun. I also got a lot of pictures from Mama Legolas, who I so appreciate sending me way too many pictures. So that one I feel like is just, like, a nice tie to the charity while also bringing in people more to this community to let them know a little bit more about me. Then I have that me and Tori at some point in the future will play a spooky game together. If you know anything else about me, you know that I don't like scary things. I can barely even watch like a scary movie trailer, let alone a scary movie, let alone being put into that situation in a game. It's not for me. So I think doing it with Tori, doing it with someone else and dragging them into this situation will help me a little bit more, and also just be a fun stream since I never play those games. And then I feel like this is where it gets a little juicy, a little bit more fun in a way. Because then we have a merch giveaway, then we have a community D&D campaign that I want to set up, because for a while we've all kind of talked about how much we want to play D&D. Like, a lot of us have had friends who play D&D, we've had like other communities who have done D&D sessions, but there's like a decent group of us who've never played D&D, who've always wanted to. And then there's also a population of people in our community who have played D&D a lot, who are like dungeon masters, who could actually like help us noobs out. So like actually being able to start that, whether or not we hit that goal, that just might be something that I do, because I think it could be really fun to allow people to come into this community in different ways and like interact with me more. And then kind of in that same vein, we're doing a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough as one of the goals, but I wanted to change it up a little bit, because in that same sort of way that I've always wanted to play D&D, I've always wanted to play Baldur's Gate 3, but I thought it would be fun that chat gets to pick everything that I play in that game. They get to pick my class, they get to pick my character, they get to pick what the character looks like, and then I think as much as they can, I don't know too much about the game and like the choices that you get to make, but I'm hoping that they can pick like every choice that I make, every piece of dialogue. Like, it's really a playthrough that chat gets to pick just how I play and what I do. So I think that could be really fun. The next one I actually need to text my mom about still, because I haven't confirmed this with her, but I've seen so many other streamers do where they like bring on their parent for a stream and they like play a game that they have no idea how to play. So that one's pretty far down the list. Like, it would take a lot for my mom to come on stream and play a game that she has no idea what's going on. And then I'm looking down, the next one on this list is always an inside joke, but like not really an inside joke. I guess it's like a community joke now, because I promised this in one of like my first ever subathons that I did for this community. Because there's a running joke that at this point I don't even remember who started, that I'm secretly a JoJo Siwa fan. I don't know how that happened. So my stream always jokes that like, oh, you've never seen Ryan and JoJo Siwa in the same room, and like, oh, Ryan's such a big fan of JoJo Siwa, which, just to set the record straight, could not care less about that girl. But so during that first subathon, every subathon since, and we luckily haven't gotten it yet, I've made a promise that I would do a cosplay character stream. I'm gonna let them choose between a few, but if I know my community as well as I do, and I think I do, they're gonna pick that character to be JoJo Siwa. So if we hit that one, I'm not excited for it. I'm not ready for it. I'm not looking forward to it. And then finally, the very last one, which is $500, which I don't think I've ever gotten that much from a subathon. So this is a lofty goal, to say the least. But again, because it's for charity, because it's so near and dear to my heart, I want to do something very big. So if we hit $500, chat gets to vote on a color for me to dye my entire head. I've kind of always wanted to like rebel a little bit and dye my hair, though I've never actually been able to like pick a color or pick a time or like pick anything about it. And like the first thing I did that was like very different with my hair is like a year and a half ago maybe, I completely buzzed my hair. And though looking back, it maybe wasn't the best style for me. I did like it. I think it was fun to do something different. So I want to do something very big for the end of this stream if we hit that big goal. And then I also like having some like per person goals. If someone's feeling extra generous or if they want to do something a little extra fun, they can do that in the stream. So for any amount donated, because I just am so grateful if anyone comes in and donates any amount, I still have to figure out exactly how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do like a little virtual board or like maybe like a mantle of like a campfire or something to put everyone's name on, but I want it to also be like immortalized in a way. And for like the next however many years I'm streaming, I don't really want like a graphic in the corner of just like people's names. So I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. Behind me on this shelf, we actually do have a framed little picture of like some Schitt's Creek stickers and people's usernames who donated to like my very first subathon. So I really like that. I don't know if I want to do the same thing. I kind of want to change it up and do something different. So that's something I still have to think about and like maybe go buy if it's something physical, or just find somewhere on the internet if it's more virtual and like will still be immortalized some way. And then I have like one or two kind of smaller per person incentives, just that like change some little things on stream or do something fun for them. But then if you donate $100, which again is a lofty goal, people will get a free golden bucket hat in my stream. And if you aren't a part of my Twitch community, or if you haven't been there very often, I have something like almost every streamer has of like a daily check-in that costs like 1 channel point and you can redeem it and it like builds upon itself. And if people save up 50 of those, they get to redeem it for a golden bucket hat in my community, which gives you a card sent in the mail by me with a free little sticker from my merch shop. Or if you don't want me to like send you mail, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then you kind of get to decide like everything about my next stream. You get to decide what bucket hat I wear, you get to decide what game I play, you get to decide like the playlist. So I think both of those are like really good options that if someone donates that big of amount, like that's the least I can do. I'm even still debating if I want to do something more on top of that, because donating that much is just so generous that I want to give back in some way. But I feel like that feels good enough. But either way, it's going to be a really fun incentive if someone is that generous, and I would just thank them a million times over for the rest of my life. And then the final thing that I'm still setting up, because all those goals are in Tiltify, it's ready, it's good, but I also like having kind of smaller things that people can change about the stream like right then and there. Like something funny I do, or something that changes in the stream, like my camera flips upside down or something, just to give people a little bit more like visual interest or something happening during that stream, because a lot of the goals are bigger, but they're things that would happen like later in the community or later that day or something. So to still get some of those smaller goals and smaller things that I want, I have it that every $20 that is donated, I'll spin the wheel of Not Slay. And hang on, I have to show you what this looks like. I found it on Etsy. It's so adorable. So this is the really cute widget that I'm looking at. It comes in like a frog little like outline and one other one that I can't remember right now, but this one is just so cute and so like on brand for me. Like the pastel colors, the really cute like little cat ears, and it's also fully customizable, so I'm so excited about that. So that cute little widget, every time that $20 is donated, I think they said it works through Stream Elements, which I think I might just have to set up a command for it to go off, because I think it works through like subs and not like charity donations. But I think that would be a really fun one of like not really knowing what's coming up, even for me and for everyone else in chat. That'll have some smaller ones like, oh, I take off my bucket hat for 10 minutes, or I do a southern accent for 10 minutes, or like any of those kind of just smaller, like right in the moment things that I want to do. So I'm really excited about that one. That one I feel like I've never done, but it's a good way to get some of those smaller incentives out of the way. So I think the plan for today is I'm gonna buy this widget, I'm pretty sure, like right after I stop recording. Then I want to also brainstorm like 1 or 2 short form content ideas that I can do to further promote this charity stream that we're having, because I haven't really found a good way other than just like, can you please show up to this? I want it to be more creative. I want it to be more fun so that people feel like they want to come in, not that they're like required to come in out of me just pleading for them to come. And then later today, either a little bit earlier than I usually stream, if we stream with Tori, because I know that she did get her computer all fixed yesterday, which I'm so happy for her. Or later tonight, if I'm streaming alone, stream will happen at some point today. So I have that. And then I honestly think the rest of the day is just going to be me hanging out. So we'll see how much I vlog. Really, again, this was just supposed to be like an actual week of my life. So I don't want to go like out of my way to vlog more or like do something extra to feel like I need to vlog more. Because again, this is just an authentic look at a week in my life without me going to work. So we'll see where the day takes us, but I will talk to you all so stinking soon. Hi, welcome to yet another angle of my desk. I really feel like any time that I'm working from home, I'm not working, or like it's the weekend, I always end up starting my morning here, which is really nice. Like, I wake up so early. We all know this. We all love this. But I think because I wake up so early, I'm my most productive in the morning. So I feel like after breakfast, after watching TV for a little bit, it's always nice to come in here, and I usually do my little games to get the morning started, like the New York Times game specifically. Then I think LinkedIn has one called Queens that I play. And then usually I'll do like some stream stuff, whether it's like a new reward, a new incentive, like something changing just with my streams. But this morning I want to do a little bit more work on some of the subathon stuff. I've realized that I've done the goals and the incentives and all of that, but I haven't really done too many like channel point redeems. And I want to add some of those just to like mix it up a little bit, just to make it a little bit more fun outside of just donations. And then I also have to finish the wheel widget that I have, because I set it up yesterday, I put it into Stream Elements, it looks phenomenal. And I've had a few ideas floating around of what I want to go on that wheel, but I think I just need to like finalize it and then actually put it in. Then I also need to set up my actual scene for the subathon, but we also have the entire weekend to do all this, so I'm not super stressed about it. One thing I do want to get done this morning though, that like I'm still not really stressing over, but just with like how busy my week can get with work, it's something that I love doing over the weekend if I can, which you can even see it behind me, is start editing this vlog. I usually wait until I finish the vlog just in case something happens or I change ideas or something like that, but this one I feel like is just, there's so many days that I have to go through footage and I have to edit down that I want to get started on it while I'm currently filming this vlog. So I've edited like 3 days already, which is really great. It's going a lot quicker than I anticipated, which is why, again, I'm not stressing about it, just something with everything else in the mix I want to get done. So I'm going to work a little bit more on that. We'll see if I get any progress done on any of the subathon stuff, because again, that can wait until tomorrow. And luckily my morning is pretty free today, which is great for me to get all this stuff done. But later tonight, I'm going down to see a coworker, because then we're gonna go down to Denver to go to a concert together. It started last year when we saw Troye Sivan. It was like one of those things where like kind of jokingly at work, I was like, oh my gosh, Troye Sivan is coming to Denver. Wouldn't it be so fun if we went? And I honestly had no intention of going down to see Troye Sivan, though I would have loved to. And so I quite literally forgot that I even said that to her. And then like 2 months later, because she also has 2 little kids, so like there's a lot of things that have to happen if she was gonna go to a concert, just like planning wise. So I totally had it out of my mind. And then she came into work one day and was like, so I planned it all out, I can go to the concert. And I was like, oh, got it, we're going to the concert, I love this for us. And so it happened kind of similarly this time, to where she's a really big Katy Perry fan. I'm a big enough Katy Perry fan. But this time she was like, oh my god, Katy Perry's coming to Denver. What if we go see her? And I was like, you know what? Might as well. So we're doing that tonight. It's gonna be so fun. But since that'll take up all of my afternoon and all of my night, and then I'll probably be very exhausted when I wake up tomorrow. I'm wanting to get a lot of work done this morning so that tomorrow or Saturday morning maybe we can start ending this little week in my life vlog. We can get all ready for the next week ahead with the subathon, with work, with everything else, and just set good intentions going into next week. Alright, so I was able to complete a lot of all the things that we've already talked about in my very long list for this vlog. And now for a little bit, I'm just out in my living room watching TV, catching up on all the little shows that I want to watch. And one thing, since I wanted this vlog to be like an authentic look at my week, one thing that has been a staple in my week this week and the past month has been Ryan Trahan's 50 Days, 50 States series. Now, I know a lot of people in the cozy gaming space especially know Ryan's wife, Haley, who's kind of like a booktuber. She's very cozy, gives off all the same vibes as us. Whereas Ryan is a really popular YouTuber for traveling vlogs and kind of silly videos of trying out one-star hotels, trying out one-star food places, kind of those more silly but good and entertaining videos. And so I've watched him very infrequently the past few years, but just a month ago, I think they're on day 31. Him and his wife Haley have been traveling to 50 states in 50 days while also raising money for St. Jude's, and it's been such an entertaining watch. I always think that posting bi-weekly is always hard, and I recognize that I'm only myself and I'm the one editing these, but Ryan and his team have been editing and posting a video every single day for the past 31 days. And in the series too, they stay at really cool Airbnbs. It's supposed to be the coolest one in every state. But I've just been nerding out with my marketing brain and my content creator brain that I don't even really care about the Airbnb. They're cool, they're whatever. I can see those on any HGTV home. But they planned it out in a way where every video is an episode of a TV show, that it hits the same beats, it goes through the same things, but every time it's just a little bit different. And I don't know, it just scratches my brain in the best way possible. And it was also really funny because I was watching it for I think at the time maybe 10 days, and Tori and I were playing games and talking, and she usually lets me know hey, I think you would really like this YouTube channel. I think you would really like this YouTube series, because I just don't watch as much as her. I'm more on the film and TV side, and I do that to her. And then on the opposite side, she tells me, hey, you should go check this out. And so we're sitting there playing, and she was like, oh my god, I have this YouTube series for you that you would really like. And I was like, oh my god, I have this YouTube series for you that I think you'd really like. And we're like, are we talking about the same series? Tori and I have been texting about it every day. We talk about our favorite ones. We talk about the emotional beats in every video that just make us absolutely sob. So I don't know, I just wanted this to be an authentic look at literally what I'm doing in a day, but then also some free marketing for Ryan Trahan's new series, because not only is it good and it's entertaining and it's keeping me sane for these past 31 days, but it's also for a great cause. Alright, for the final time this vlog, cozy friends, good morning from this angle. I'm gonna be real, I'm honestly surprised I have this much of a voice after yesterday. The concert was so much fun. It was unlike anything I have ever seen, anything I've ever experienced. Me and my friend danced our little hearts out. We were singing way too loud to every song, and overall it was just such a fun experience that I am so happy we did. But I also think this is where we're gonna start ending the vlog, because this week has been so productive when it's come to the charity stream and getting things ready and content and everything else. And that was the goal of this, and honestly, filming this video probably helped with a little bit of that, because I'm almost forced to do this. Okay, well, not forced, that's a bit dramatic, but you know what I mean. So really, all that's left to do for the subathon is finalize some of the goals, finalize some of the things that I want to use to promote the subathon, And then also just find ways to like make short form content to also then advertise the subathon. I have an idea for, I think later today, I'm going to start filming little daily like stories that I can post on TikTok and Instagram that kind of reveal one of the bigger goals that I have kind of leading up to the charity stream, which I think will be a really fun idea. But I'm only going to post those on my stories because, again, for me at least, it doesn't feel like a full-fledged like short form video content. But then even though that will be really fun to post on my stories and to get engagement that way, I still want to make at least one more short form video kind of advertising the subathon in just like a more fun way. So I don't know if that's going to be like a trending sound or maybe me using like more of my story to tell it, but I don't know. That is for future Legolas to figure out. Present Legolas has to figure out just how to say goodbye to you all, how to say that I appreciate you all for watching this, all for being here, all for supporting me in the ways that you do. If you're seeing this before the subathon, I really hope to see you there, even if you're seeing it after the subathon. If you still want to follow me on my Twitch, that is right here and also down below. Like, working on this charity stream has really given me like a lot of fire and a lot of creativity to really try new things with my content, try new things for my stream. So even if you, again, are seeing this after the charity stream, coming over on the Twitch and just saying hi, hanging out for a little bit, just lurking in the background, all of that just means the world to me as we continue to try new things and continue to build up this little community that we have. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this, if you want maybe some videos on how I set up some things for the charity stream or set up some things on my stream in general, please subscribe and also let me know down in the comments about what type of videos you want to see more of. And until I talk to you next, I will see you so soon, cozy friends.